Funky Fitness Now, episode 9, Funky Fitness Festivals.
And it's a 10K?
It's a 10K.
6 miles through the woods?
Naked.
Naked in the winter?
In the winter.
Well, thank God they let you have a hat. What's the point of that?
Welcome to Funky Fitness Now, where every week we take a look at some of the creative, unusual, and crazy things people do to get fit. We have a lot of fun, and occasionally we even learn something. So fasten your weight belt. It's time for Funky Fitness Now. Here are your hosts, Steve Stearns and Jessica Bailey.
Hi, this is Steve Stearns from Funky Fitness Now, and welcome to episode number 9. We are going to have a festival this evening. We're talking about Funky Fitness Festivals, and I'm joined by my co-host, Jessica Bailey. Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Steve. I want to say, how's it going? But I say that to you every single week. So I'm not asking you how you're doing. I'm just going to assume you're doing fine. And if you're not, I don't care.
Wow.
Lie. I care a lot, actually.
No, I know we have the same banter all the time.
I know. It's really like terrible banter. Like me, I should start looking up other things to talk about on Google or something.
Yeah, well, you know, fortunately it's not funky fitness banter. So.
Right. Thank God. It would be one episode if it was.
That's right. We have nothing. So.
Right.
So this is great. So this, it's festival season because everyone's doing all the, the color runs and all that different stuff. So I think this is pretty good timing.
Yeah, it is festival season.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't ever know there was a season, but of course there is.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I guess some of these things happen during the winter and other times of year, but it seems like, the summertime is when all this stuff happens.
Yeah. Spring, summer, to get people outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the ones I'm talking about, you want it to be spring or summer. I don't want to give anything away because I'm going to save it for when I expose.
Yes. It wouldn't be good to do in colder weather as some of the ones you have, you said.
Yeah, no.
And the thing I like about this too is we talked about there's some tongue twisters here because you have Funky Fitness Festivals, which is hard to say, and then we were saying the antithesis of fitness.
Oh my God, yeah, antithesis of fitness. My God, I can't even say that right. I can't even say it without laughing.
I think that's going to be an episode. Let's write that one down.
Okay.
Antithesis of fitness.
Okay. That would be funny. I don't know how good that would be, but all right.
Whatever.
So the first fitness festival that I found was, it sounds super yummy, but it's not really fitness. It's called the Twinkie Run. Yeah, the Twinkie Run. And so Twinkies may not be the best idea for food on race day, right? No. You're not really getting proper fuel, but on April Fool's Day, anything goes.
Oh, they run this on April Fool's Day?
Yeah. So it's held in Ann Arbor, and it's a 5K. And so during the race, there are tables upon tables of Twinkies. So you can have Twinkies before, during, or after the race. I mean, it's only 5K, so it's not like you need to refuel during the race.
You'll probably make it.
Yeah, I think you could probably make it. I think you could probably make it without a Twinkie, but what's the fun of that?
So I have this vision in my mind of someone's running down the road and some race helper holds out a Twinkie and they grab it as they go by and it squishes in their hand and they eat some of it and then they throw the rest on the ground. Is that how it works?
I would imagine.
Do you
remember when we did an episode called Funky Fitness Diets, and we did that for your podcast, Outside Health and Fitness, and we talked about the Twinkie diet?
Yes, that's right.
And, hello. I wonder if this guy did the Twinkie Run.
Yeah.
Right up his alley.
It's perfect for him. So what is so there's really no concept to it other than the fact that you just eat Twinkies while you're running.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. You eat Twinkies before to prep and then,
during and after.
Oh, yeah, during and after. Yeah, and after the race, you just eat some more Twinkies.
Now, I thought Twinkies were off the market. Did that impact the race?
Oh, you know what? Twinkies made a comeback, though.
Oh, they did?
I mean, yeah.
Hoopla.
I know, right? And I think that because there was so much hoopla, they brought back the Twinkie.
It's the same thing that happened when they took broccoli off the market.
Really?
Oh, there was a huge outpouring.
It would be like two of us, me, maybe a handful of other people that would be like, what the hell?
President Ford.
Broccoli? I've never heard of that. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's quite good. I've got this one called the Wife Carrying Championships.
Ooh.
This is pretty interesting. So, and this is actually pretty close to me because the North American Championships are held at Sunday River, which is in Bethel, Maine. So it's only about an hour from where I am.
Oh, my God. You better start practicing. Pick up your wife.
Yeah, that's
start
right.
Carrying her around. I'm sure she'd be up for it.
She'd totally love this. So this is a race where it's kind of an obstacle course race. I never did figure out how long it is, but I'm sure somebody out there can help us with that. But it's a 2-person obstacle course, and even though it says wife carrying championships, you don't actually have to be married, and it doesn't have to be a man carrying a woman. It can be a woman carrying a woman, or a man carrying a man, or what's the other combination? A woman carrying a woman. Did I say that already?
Yes, you did.
A woman carrying a man.
Okay.
Should have had that all written down. Okay, but any combination you can think of is fine. Doesn't really matter. And the idea is that you carry the person through the obstacle course. The first person or the first team that comes in wins the whole thing. And there's 2 different ways that they carry the person. One is just traditional piggyback. But the other way, which is the preferred way, is the wife is upside down on the back of the guy that's running.
Oh, my goodness. You could get a major headache like that.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Blood rushing to your head the whole time. And so she's upside down. She has a helmet on, which is good because I'm sure they get dropped sometimes.
That was going to be my next question. Thank God they have a helmet.
They have a helmet on. And so she grabs around the waist, and then her legs come up over the shoulders, and she kind of crosses in front. But the reason why they like that method of carrying is because the person who is carrying the other person can use their arms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like in a piggyback, you can't do that. You've got your arms kind of tucked underneath.
So if they have their ankles crossed around like your neck area, wouldn't their feet be in your face? How are you going to see? Kind
of, yeah. Although I think they're a little bit down below there, but yeah, it's kind of out in that general area. But you're not. It doesn't look like you're being choked. It's because it's really your thighs are coming through and your feet are further out in front.
Are there age requirements for this? Like, could you as a woman? Could you like carry your son? That's 5.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what the rules say, but since it says wife carrying, and most of the things that I saw online look like adults. So it probably requires 2 consenting adults. Most fun festivals do.
Do you have to? I wonder if both parties train, because I mean, you wouldn't want to have someone to be really good shape and the other person not so good, right?
Exactly. Well, I actually think that it probably takes quite a bit of effort for the person that's being carried just to hold on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So and I don't know how they train, but I figure if I ever see anybody running down the road like that, that's probably what they're training for.
Oh yeah. And I think you should also take a picture if you see that. That's
definitely
unusual.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see. I may join this year and have my wife carry me.
That would be awesome. Oh my God, you have to take a picture of that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, she's right around 5 feet tall, so I probably would be hitting my head on the ground. I don't know.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, you have a helmet on, so you're fine.
That's true. It doesn't really matter. I have a helmet on, so.
Right. All right. So the next one that I have is the Nude Run.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Nude. So the Nude Run is a 10K through forests of Finland. So the participants can run, they can walk, or they can Nordic walk at their own pace.
So Nordic walking is with the poles, right?
Yeah, that's what I believe so. And, they can go at a leisurely pace since you're in like a forest. I'm sure you want to like also enjoy your environment.
Sure. And you're naked, so.
Yeah, and you're naked, right? So the competitors are limited to shoes, socks, and hats.
Wow.
I'm just thinking as a woman, that would be really painful. Oh my God, I can't even. Oh, why? Why would you do that?
Now can you wear the sock or the hat anywhere?
Probably. I mean, you would want you would want the socks on your feet, I would imagine, if you're going to have shoes on. Well, you don't want slapping.
I think it depends on how shy you are.
I don't know. I just think.
What time of year do they do this?
This is in February or March.
Whoa. Is it cold in Finland in February and March?
I would assume so.
Yikes. And it's a 10K?
It's a 10K.
6 miles through the woods?
Naked.
Naked in the winter?
In the winter.
Well, thank God they let you have a hat. What's the point of that?
Well, the sun, you might have to, the sun might get in your eyes. I don't know. There's so many weird things about this. The view would be weird.
Yes.
Wonder if you didn't know about the Nude Run and you just happened to be in the forest, like taking a hike, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of naked people are running by you.
That would be weird.
And where do you put the bib?
Oh, that's good.
Right?
Yeah. Don't try to pin that on.
No, you can't.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. Maybe it goes on the hat.
Maybe they write your number someplace. That could be.
Oh, God. There's so many weird things about this.
Yes, there are. And now, I'm assuming you don't have a video for the show notes for this one.
No, I do not have a video. I actually don't even have pictures. Actually, photography is not allowed at the Nude Run. I mean, rightfully so.
Yes.
Right. I mean, plus, think about when someone takes a picture of you and you're running. You always have like a weird face.
Right.
You always look like odd. Can you imagine if you were running naked and someone took a picture of you? Things would be moving weirdly. It's not good.
The whole
it's
thing would
cute.
be the whole thing would be bad. It may take away from someone looking at the weird face you're making. But
this is true. This is very true.
Well, that's fantastic. I don't know what to say, actually.
Words escape you. That's
Words
good.
escape me. So the next one that I've got is the Beat the Barrel is what it's called. Beat the Barrel.
Beat the Barrel?
Beat the Barrel. This is a beer race, and this is amazing. So this is one of those, here's the antithesis of fitness, because you're drinking a bunch of beer. Not that beer is overly unhealthy per se, but chugging it is. So, and that's kind of what this race is all about. So this is a relay race, and there are teams of 4 to 10 people. They carry this 36-pint barrel of beer with them. Whoever finishes the race first and has an empty barrel wins.
Oh, my God. So it's whoever can finish the race drunk wins.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
So as best I can tell, the way that this works is that the teams, and it's a relay race, so like I carry the barrel one lap around, and I try to drink as much out of it as I can while I'm going. And then I hand it off to you, and then you go, and you do the same thing, and you just kind of keep doing this. And the only rule is that each person of the team has to make a lap with the barrel. Other than that, it's whomever finishes the barrel first and, runs the entire race wins.
How many people are on a team?
It says 4 to 10.
Oh, that's a really big range. 4 to 10. Okay.
And I was thinking about that too, because you kind of go, well, if there's only 4, we only have to accomplish 4 laps and then finish the barrel and we win. However, there's only 4 of you to finish the barrel.
Right.
So with 10,
very intoxicated.
Exactly. With 10, you have more. You got to go more times, but you have fewer people that have to do the drinking. So there's some strategy involved here.
I mean, I say you do like 8 or 6, right?
Go right in between. That's right.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, it's a pretty crazy race, but I will tell you, these same people put on this race, and I was telling you before we started, I didn't want to say what the name of this race was because it would kill our clean rating on iTunes, but it starts with SH and it ends with head race.
Oh, okay.
And this one is even more amazing. This one, on Friday night, they have you go out and drink as much as you can. And based on how much you drink, that depends on how far you have to run the next day. And then the next day, with a hangover, because you drank so much the night before, you run the race.
Oh, no. That sounds like a
terrible?
Punishment.
Oh,
yes.
That's terrible.
Oh, that's when you go to the bar. Actually, I don't drink, so maybe I would be the perfect person for this because I would go, not drink, and it's like, don't have to run, I'm not hungover, done.
But see, if you didn't drink as much, you would have to run further.
Oh, man.
See, they've got that covered.
Oh,
these guys are
I
incredible.
hate that idea.
Yeah. So if you want to run and have beer, I mean, running and beer kind of go together because even after marathons, there's always the beer tent. People go there, and but this is beer while you're running.
So the moral of the story, don't drink beer while you run or refuel with beer.
Right. It's the antithesis of fitness.
Antithesis of fitness. Ooh, speaking of antithesis, you see? Oh, my goodness. Speaking of the antithesis of fitness, the Krispy Kreme challenge.
There you go.
Yeah. So this challenge involves a 5-mile run while you eat a dozen donuts.
A dozen?
Yeah, 12. Yes.
Oh, my God.
So you run the race. You have to eat the 12 donuts. And the prize is you get a Krispy Kreme challenge T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And they're like coveted T-shirts that people want. I mean, the good thing is this is for charity. It goes for Children's Hospital of North Carolina. So, I mean, it's a good thing, right? But to be considered for the award, you have to be registered as a challenger. Like, you can't just be like a participant, like, oh, I'm just going to do this wacky race. No, you have to be in it. You have to eat all 12 donuts and complete the race in under an hour.
How far do you have to run?
It's 5 miles with 12 donuts in your belly.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine the stomach cramp that you would have?
I don't think I could sit down and just eat 12 donuts, let alone run 5 miles.
No.
Wow, that's incredible.
Krispy Kreme donuts are delicious. I do enjoy them, but not 12 of them.
No. How do you even train? See, this is the part in all of these, when I was looking at these things, I kept going like, well, how do you train for this, right? And it's like that one. How do you train for that? I'm assuming, even though this sounds ridiculous, it probably does make sense to go get a dozen donuts and eat them while you're running to train. I mean, how else are you going to know if you can even do it?
I don't know. Well, there are pictures online, and I will share them in the show notes. They are pictures of people dressed up as cows, like a cow costume, eating and puking on the side of the road. Right? It's like, eat these donuts and then puke it out. But okay, so you have to eat the donuts, but you don't have to like finish with them in, right? I mean, how are they going to determine that?
That's going to be a chain reaction right there. If you're in a crowd of people running 5 miles, eating 12 donuts, and someone starts throwing up, that's not going to be good.
No, I
don't even want to watch this race.
No, neither do I. And you know what? It takes place every year in the spring. It's usually like March or April. It takes place. Yep.
I think it would be better to just donate money to the cause and then get a magic marker and a white T-shirt and write Krispy Kreme challenge. I was not dumb enough to do it.
I know. I mean, I'm sorry, but a T-shirt is never enough for me. Like enough. I'm not going to do something for a T-shirt. I'll do it because it's fun or entertaining to me, but I don't do it for a T-shirt. But I don't know. To each his own. Don't I say that every week? Every
week you say that.
I know.
If you don't, it's going to be something
yes.
bad's going to happen.
So I'm going to say it. To each his own.
There you go.
But everyone needs a thing, right? And if doing this weird competition and you get a T-shirt at the end completes your life, then go for it, I guess.
Then
Who am I to judge?
That's right. No way.
I will judge you still, but whatever.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Right. Funky Fitness would not exist if we didn't judge.
That's right. That's the whole point of the whole show. So here's one for you. I found out about this one, and I was like, this has got to be the craziest thing I have ever heard of. This is called the Death Race. Yeah, okay. The Death Race. And I have a clip that I'm going to work into the show here somehow of the racers explaining what they needed to bring with them and the organizers talking about how they just won't make it.
You have got to show up with a post hole digger, $50 worth of pennies,
10 pounds of onions,
a book on Greek, advanced translation, and the appendix.
It's possible for a lot of you to finish, but the race is so demanding physically and mentally that a lot of people are going to break.
This race will break you. You won't finish this race. And I guess the entire time they're telling them, you're not going to make this. Well, I guess the idea was the people who came up with it to test someone's physical ability and mental ability. What's the breaking point? How far can you push yourself? And so I think it would be much more fun to be the organizer of this race than to be a participant because they go wacky. So here's I'll just give you as much of a rundown as I can from what I found online, but they don't know when it starts. They don't know when it ends. They don't know how long it's going to be. They don't know what they have to do.
They don't know when it starts?
No.
Oh, how do you plan your life?
You don't. And that's like the point. So these guys, the one that I watched here, this was the 2010 race, right? They show up, and they're supposed to start at 4 in the morning, right? Well, at 10 o'clock the night before, the race organizers come and go, yeah, actually, everyone's going to have to go build some bridges on the trail. So they spend from 10 o'clock at night to 3:30 in the morning carrying bridges and digging holes and doing all this hard physical labor. And then at 3:30, they're done, and they have half an hour before the race starts.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they have to carry stuff like post hole diggers, a big bag of $50 worth of pennies. And this $50 worth of pennies, at one point during the race, they have to sit down and count all of them. And and organize them into baggies. Then they throw the baggies into a pond of freezing cold water, and then they have to dive in and find them.
Oh, this sounds really terrible. I don't like this.
This is like the most amazing thing I have ever seen.
How it sounds like something that like they would do to like prisoners.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're messing with them the whole time, and there's sleep deprivation. They have like mental puzzles that they have to figure out. Just amazing physical stuff, pushing them to the limit. Just incredible.
This sounds like a reality television show, like Survivor.
Kind of like that. Only even it's like Survivor on 10 because even the guy that wins, they show the guy finally wins, and they go, okay, that was your last challenge. Oh, I'm sorry, there's one more, 100 push-ups.
What? And how long does this race last? Do we know?
The one that I saw, the guy completed, I think it was in 23 hours and something.
Oh my God, he must be so exhausted. And he didn't sleep to prepare for it.
Right. Didn't even know what to expect.
Oh, I don't like this story at all. This is making me feel ill.
I know. I mean, that one, I guess if it was this one or the Krispy Kreme race, I'd go with the donuts.
Yeah.
There is no way I could do a thing like that.
If someone like put a gun to my head and they were like, you have to eat 12 donuts and run, or you have to complete this death race, I would join you in the Krispy Kreme challenge.
Amazing.
And I'd be mad the entire time I was doing it, and I would complain the entire time. I'd be complaining to you. But oh my God, I did that death challenge or what is it called? The death race?
Death race, yeah.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people that do that. And who is it? Like people sign up and they pay for this?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, hey, I got a great idea.
And people finished.
Let's sign up. Who's doing this?
People finished. I was amazed at some of the people that finished this thing, But the vast majority of people just drop out after a while.
So they're just like,
this is beating me. I can't do it. I can't keep going. I mean, they're carrying backpacks that are 70 pounds, and they're crawling under barbed wire.
What?
Going up a mountain, and it's just like unbelievable what these guys had to go through. You watch and I'll put the video in the show notes so that people can see this, but you watch the video and you're going, whoa, that's amazing that someone could put up with that. Yeah,
and also, what do they get at the end if you win?
Krispy Kreme t-shirt.
Krispy Kreme challenge t-shirt. No wonder why it's so coveted.
Yeah, right. It's coveted.
I'm never, ever doing that death race. Don't worry. I won't have to be there.
No, me either. I found a whole bunch of other things, but those were the ones that I thought that really stood out.
The weirdest ones. I know, mine too. I found the weirdest ones to me are the ones that I talked about. But there are tons and tons of wacky races out there. If you want to dress up and race, I'm sure you can find something near you.
That's right. And I bet they're a lot of fun. I mean, I know I've never really done a themed race like that. My wife did the Color Me Rad thing.
Oh.
Last year or the year before. And I guess it's a lot of fun. I'm sure it's like a very carnival fun thing to do, So,
oh, yeah. And like you make friends with the other participants. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you make friends with the other nudists, but maybe you do. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? I bet there's some good stories there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably is.
I mean, if you have any body image issue, I don't know if that's the race for you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not doing that one either. Although, in all of the things that we talked about, I would do any one of them other than the death race.
Yeah, I'm not doing the death race either.
No.
And I don't drink, so that beer one does not sound good to me either. That sounds terrible. I would have to hold my nose and run, and it would just be awful. That would just not be good.
You'd have to do training.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Maybe. All right. Well, if you liked anything that we talked about tonight, please give us a thumbs up in whatever podcast player that you like to use, and we'll have everything that we talked about in the show notes at funkyfitnessnow.com/09.
Awesome. Yeah, and then don't forget to follow us on social media. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at Funky Fitness Now. Maybe you could tell us about the weird, fun fitness festivals that you've been to, because we would like to talk about them and hear what you do.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, so tell us. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, and particularly if anyone has done any of the ones that we talked about, that would be great to hear from them.
Yeah, and if you are on Facebook, we have a Facebook page, Funky Fitness Now. You could send us a picture of you and your amazing before or after shot, especially if you've done the Krispy Kreme challenge. Yes. I got to see this.
Yeah, you could show us your Krispy Kreme t-shirt.
Ooh, maybe we could get a picture of your wife. Do we have a picture of your wife after she did the color run?
I think so. I think I do have one. I'll put one of those in there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that would be great.
That would be good. If she lets me.
Yeah, okay, we'll get her permission first.
We have to get her permission first.
Right. So we can't guarantee anything.
That's right. A model release or whatever. Okay, so now what are we doing next week? I know you had an idea. You want to do funky fitness fads next week?
Yeah, funky fitness fads.
Do some more funky fitness fads.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. And same time?
Same time, same place.
All right, we'll see you then.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you haven't already, make sure you visit funkyfitnessnow.com for more of the weird, wild, and kooky things people do to stay fit. While you're there, be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter so you never miss an episode. See you next week.